Changes to Sona, Malzahar, Jax, Xin Zhao, Evelynn, and Twitch, covered in this episode of the Patch Preview. Welcome, Summoners, to the League of Legends Patch Preview. I'm Farik and I'm here with Morello, lead champion designer. Together we'll be discussing some gameplay changes coming into the next update for League of Legends. While this video does not cover every single change, it will explain the thought process behind some of our decisions. We like to revisit our older champions and find ways to update them and make them more fun. Sona is an underappreciated support, so we made a couple of changes. Her global cooldown that prevents her from casting multiple abilities in rapid succession is getting shorter, and the damage on Crescendo is getting front-loaded so it deals its full damage immediately. What exactly is this going to mean for Sona?
The global cooldown change really lets Sona whip out a power chord of her choosing and then get back to the aura she wants quickly. You can now use it more like an active or a reactive ability, something that's really important for supports. For example, if a Renekton jumps on your carry, you can now pull out the right power chord, throw it on him, and switch back into the aura you want really effectively. This does mean we had to reduce the aura linger duration, so you just didn't have all three auras up all the time and still had to make a decision of which aura you had up. Ultimately, Sona players are going to have more decisions to make because they're thinking about power chord all the time and when they can bring it out to the best effect. There's really a couple of reasons to make Crescendo deal its damage instantly. The first reason is that nobody could really notice or appreciate Crescendo's damage because it was so delayed. The second reason is really a bug fix, because things like Cleanse or Mercury Treads would end the effect early, thereby reducing the damage. This was never intended on this skill.
Malzahar's major issue is that while his potential damage is exceptionally high, he's held back by being incredibly inconsistent. So we sat down and improved some of Malzahar's gameplay. First, his Voidlings are getting smarter. They'll focus targets of Malzahar's basic attacks and Nether Grasp, run between units better, and hide and brush alongside him when he's out of combat. Second, his Null Zone will have its cast time removed and can be cast while moving. What's going to be the impact of these Malzahar changes?
By making the Voidlings smarter, this is really a damage increase as they spend less time walking, getting stuck on stuff, or attacking the wrong target. Having the Voidlings hide and brush with Malzahar means they don't give his position away when he's either trying to hide, escape, or set up a gank. Removing Null Zone's cast time allows Malzahar to both kite more effectively and also flow into his combo better. Null Zone naturally combos into his ultimate, so this will allow you to get through that combo much faster. This, along with the Voidling improvements, should make Malzahar do a lot more damage over the course of a longer teamfight than he does currently.
For Jax players, we added a new voiceover line for the Jaximus skin in honor of our buddy Joe, who meant a whole lot to us.
Here's to you, kid.
Xin Zhao has a full ability remake in store for this patch. Why are we giving Xin Zhao a rework?
We had to rework Xin because his abilities couldn't be balanced for all skill levels. The issue is, if we just buff Xin, he would be viable in competitive play but then would stomp about 98% of other players. If we didn't do any changes, he'd continue to be outclassed in competitive play. We think both of these things are major issues and need to be fixed.
One of the first big changes is moving the cooldown reduction on hit from Battlecry's active to 3 Talon Strike. What's this change about?
We like the cooldown on hit mechanic, but how it used to work on Battlecry meant that his cooldowns could become irrelevant if he got far enough ahead. By having a limit on how high this can go, this really allowed us to put buffs elsewhere on Xin's kits where he really needs them.
We're also removing his passive Tireless Warrior and giving Battlecry a heal for every 3 hits. Why move these abilities around?
By putting that health sustain on an ability he can learn and rank up, he can now choose to spec into that sustain for tough top lanes or the jungle.
The last 2 major changes to Xin Zhao are to his passive and ultimate. With Tireless Warrior gone, we're giving Xin Zhao a new passive called Challenge. Basic attacks on Audacious Charge challenge his target, reducing its armor. Additionally, he can only challenge one enemy at a time, so it drops off if he switches to a new target. Xin Zhao's ultimate, Crescent Sweep, now knocks back all enemies except for one who's been challenged. What's the goal with these 2 changes?
This interaction is really going to be the biggest new skill differentiation aspect for Xin. To become an expert level Xin Zhao player, you're really going to have to master this interaction now. For example, you can go in on a high value target and separate him from the rest of his team. Or you can apply your passive to a nearby minion and knock the champion you want to right back into your team with an ultimate.
We also have ability remakes coming for Evelynn and Twitch. What's happening to these 2 champions?
While these are really exciting updates, they're a little too big to put in the patch preview, so we've moved this discussion to the forums. Click the links on the screen or below the video to join us on the forums in your language, see what we're doing, and join us in the discussion.
Thanks for tuning in to the League of Legends Patch Preview. Please subscribe to the Riot Games YouTube channel above and leave us your comments just below the video.